All right, so we're going to start in an easy seated position or any seat that feels good, but just take a second to get comfortable on your mat. Wiggle into your bum, make sure your knees feel good and comfortable. And then maybe if it feels safe and available, close your eyes down and just give your body a moment to settle in. And as you start to soften and settle in, just take a moment to just notice your physical body. You don't have to fix it or arrange it or anything, but just notice, how does your body feel this morning? Are there any parts of your body that are calling attention to them? And then just getting a sense of knowing how your physical body is feeling. Be sure to honor anything that needs attention throughout your practice. And then see if you can shift your focus to your energetic body. So notice how you're feeling energetically. Are you feeling revved up and raring to go? Are you feeling a little bit tired? So just notice where your energy level is at. And then again, knowing how that feels, address that throughout your practice. And then maybe take a moment here just to set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. And then keeping your eyes closed if you can, but open them if you need to. Take your left hand and just reach across and touch your right shoulder and just let your hand rest on your shoulder. It doesn't have to be in any particular position, but maybe just wrap your hand around your shoulder, let your shoulder soften down. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. And take another big breath in and just feel, you can feel the gentle movement of your skin, of your tissue underneath your hand as you breathe in. And then feel that change or shift of connection as you breathe out. Nice. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to switch hands. So we're going to reach the right hand across. See if you can just find your left shoulder and just wrap your hand around. Nothing fancy. We just want to let the hand rest so we can feel and sense. And then if it feels right, close your eyes down again. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Inhale and feel that gentle bit of movement underneath your hand. Exhale nice and slow. Take one more breath. Awesome. And then release your hands. So both hands are just going to rest comfortably, maybe on the knees or the thighs. And as you inhale, let both shoulders lift up to the ears. And then as you exhale, just let your shoulders soften down. Inhale and let your shoulders lift. Exhale, let your shoulders soften down. Inhale, let your shoulders lift. And exhale, shoulders soften down. And then we'll move through the neck and the throat. So as you inhale, lift your chin up towards the sky. And as you exhale, chin tucks down to chest, and see if you can keep your shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale, tuck your chin down. One more breath here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower down. Beautiful. And then bring your head to a more neutral place. And now we're going to open up the shape of our legs a little bit. So see if you can make a bit of a diamond shape. So one leg is going to be slightly on top of the other. And then that leg that's on top, reach that hand across, and then the other hand is going to reach across. So you're going to find your kneecaps, and we've got this nice wide diamond shape and this crisscross in our arms. And as you inhale, you're going to lift your chin, lift your chest, feel those squeeze in the shoulder blades. And then as you exhale, round back, hang onto those knees, feel the space between your shoulder blades. Nice. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back. One more breath, just like that. Beautiful. And then come to a more neutral spine, uncross your arms. We're going to switch the cross in our legs, but we're going to keep that nice wide diamond shape. And then the leg that's on top, reach that hand across. Other hand comes over on top of that hand. So we've got our crisscross again, and right back into our breath. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin, squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, round the back and hang onto your knees so you can just bring a little bit more space into the shoulder blades. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. One more breath. And then as you come to a more neutral spine, unwrap your hands, send your legs out in front of you with a big giant bend in your knees, catch both kneecaps. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your chin, feel that freedom between the shoulder blades. Exhale, nice big rounding of the back. Inhale to lift your heart. Exhale to round. One more time here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Beautiful. And then we're going to take it into our little seated ragdoll. So we're just going to lift the belly, lift the chest, fold over, and let your hands rest wherever feels most comfortable. So maybe the toes, maybe the shins, maybe the floor, whatever feels good. And then see if you can just soften the back of your neck for a second. Let your forehead get nice and heavy here. Take a moment to bring your awareness to the back side of your body. Notice your breath there. Cool. Take one more breath. And then we're going to come up nice and slow. Walk your feet in a little bit closer. So hands behind the back, take a couple of windshield wipers of the knees. Nice. Now, the next time your knees drop over to the right, roll over onto your hip just a little bit. Walk your hands behind you. Find a gentle twist. Look behind you. Get nice and tall. And then unwind. Roll back onto your sits bones and then take it over to the other side. Roll over onto the left hip. Walk your hands behind you. Find a gentle twist. Look behind you. Nice. And then unwind. Take it back over to the other side. Drop those knees down. Roll onto your hip. Hands walk behind you. Beautiful. Take it over to the other side. Roll onto those hips. Walk your hands behind you. Awesome. One more time each side. Roll onto those hips. Drop the knees down. Walk your hands behind you. Maybe go just a little bit further this time if you found a little range of motion. Cool. And then unwind and then take it over to the other side. Drop onto that hip. Walk your hands behind you. Maybe go just a little bit further with those hands this time. Beautiful. And then unwind. We're going to swing the legs around, come into a tabletop position or come onto all fours. And then just take a second as you come onto all fours to make sure everything feels good. Knees feel good and cushioned, wrists feel comfortable. Spread your fingers nice and wide, and we're going to find some really good posture here. So we're going to push the floor away from us, broaden the shoulders, pull your front body up nice and strong, and then a nice long neck. So we're looking down at the floor, gazing between the thumbs. Take a big conscious breath. Beautiful. And then we're going to relax in that posture. So let everything go. Kind of slump into your low back, slump into your shoulders, soften your elbows a little bit, soften your fingers, maybe even give your toes and your ankles a little wiggle. And then we're going to think about putting the toenails onto the earth, shins pressed down, spread your fingers, push the floor away from you, pull that front body up nice and strong, nice long neck, look down between your thumbs and take a big conscious breath. Awesome. From here, we're going to take it into our puppy pose or heart melting pose. So keep your hips in line with your knees. Walk your hands towards the top edge of your mat. Let your chest and your forehead melt down. And then notice right away, if it would feel better to walk your hands a little wider to the outer edges of your mat, make some space in your shoulders. and then soften down. And then once you found a really nice position for your shoulders, take 3 nice deep breaths. On your next inhale, start to walk yourself back up into that tabletop position. We're going to take a couple of scapular push-ups here. So we're going to think about keeping the hips level, dropping the chest down. So we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together. So it's not a big movement, and I can't make it any more exaggerated than I do. So just think about dropping the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then we're going to push the floor away, round the upper back body, and then just feel that work between the shoulder blades. And then do that again. Drop the chest down, squeeze between the shoulder blades, and then push the floor away and round your upper back. Beautiful. One more just like that. Drop the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades, push the floor away, round the upper back. Lovely. And then find a more neutral space, so not that big rounding of the upper back body, and then slide your right foot back, toes tucked under, and we're going to rock forward and back just to bring a little bit of length to the back of that heel and a little waking up of the calf. Nice. One more rock forward and back here. And then we're going to slide that foot in and switch sides. So left foot is going to slide back, toes curled under, and then find that nice rocking forward and back. Beautiful. Slide that foot in. We're going to curl both sets of toes under. And then think about pulling your bum back to your heel. So you're going to go back as far as feels right to you. So everybody's feet have a little bit of a little learning curve here. So not everybody's feet love this position. So just go as far as feels right to you. If it feels good to wiggle the hips side to side, go ahead and do that. But if it feels good to stay more stationary, stay stationary, and then just notice your breath here. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, come back up to table, release your toes. We're going to take the right hand and just reach up. See if you can touch the back of your head without moving your head, just moving out of the shoulder. Nice. And then set that hand down and switch sides. Left hand's going to reach up, touch the back of your head. Nice long neck. Beautiful. And then release that hand down. Now we're going to take the right hand and reach it up nice and high, maybe look up. And then we're going to thread that hand through and underneath. So thread the needle, right ear, right shoulder to the ground. And then play around with what feels nice with that left hand. So it might feel good to just press into the left hand, draw the shoulder up and back, reach it up towards the top of your mat, or reach it behind you for a little half bind. So find the position that feels the best to you. And then take 3 nice deep breaths there. On your next inhale, start to unwind, come back to your tabletop position, and then we'll switch sides. Left hand's gonna reach up nice and high. We're gonna thread that left hand through and underneath, so left ear, left shoulder to the ground. And then take a minute to just find what feels right with that right hand. So maybe you push into that hand, draw the right shoulder up and back. Maybe you reach it up towards the top of your mat, or maybe you reach it behind you and tuck it into your hip. So find the one that you like best, and then settle into that shape and take 3 nice deep breaths. Beautiful. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, come up nice and slow. Find your way back into that tabletop position. Nice. And then once you found your way here, curl both sets of toes under, pull the hips back to the heels, pause for a second, feel the bottoms of your feet, and then start to peel the knees up, lift your hips up, find your downward facing dog. Take a couple gentle pedals of the legs, bend one knee and press into the opposite heel. Beautiful. Take one more pedal of each leg, and then we're going to bring the right knee down. So think about setting up for a side plank. So bring your right knee down to the ground as if it's in a tabletop position, but keep that left leg nice and long. Walk your right hand in slightly underneath your nose. Swing your right foot out, Roll your hips upward towards the ceiling. Reach your left hand up and look up. Beautiful. Bring that left hand down. We're going to swing that right knee in and then send it back to downward facing dog. Take a couple petals of the legs. Beautiful. And then bring that left knee down. Walk your left hand in. Keep that right leg back. And then we're going to roll the hip open and find your way into that side plank. Right hand reaches up, look up to the sky, and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, bring that right hand down, pivot around on your knees, slide that left leg back, find your down dog, take a couple petals of the legs. Nice. And then look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Find a nice little rag doll here. So feet about hip or shoulder width distance apart. Make some room for yourself, make some space for the belly, make some space for your chest, and then let everything hang nice and heavy. Nice heavy arms, nice heavy head. Cool. Now, if it feels really good here, we're going to walk the fingers around. So think about walking over to the right edge of your mat and then walk it over to the left edge of your mat. So like a sway, but a little bit deeper, a little bit further. So we walk around, finding the blade edge of your foot, maybe. Nice. Take one or two more times each side. Cool. And then when you feel ready, come back to center, bend your knees a lot, pull your belly button in nice and strong from your navel center, come up nice and slow. And take a couple of good rolls of your shoulders around, down and back. Great. Now we're going to take our right hand, reach up and just pat yourself on the back. Just find that space between your shoulder blades. Nothing more than that. Just notice where your hand touches. Take one good breath. And then release that hand down, switch sides. Left hand's going to reach up, just touching the space between your shoulder blades. And just notice how far can you reach. You don't need to force it or fix it. Just allow it to be exactly as it is and just notice. Beautiful. And then gently release. Both hands are going to reach behind the back. Interlace the fingers here. Draw the knuckles down, shoulder blades gently squeeze together. Lift your heart, lift your chin. Take a nice deep breath. Beautiful. And then release your chin down, release that interlace the fingers. We're going to bring the right arm across the body. Think about dropping the shoulder down. And then we're going to take 3 gentle nods of the head up and down. Inhale as you lift your chin up. Exhale as you tuck your chin down. Inhale to lift up. Exhale to tuck down. One more breath here. Inhale, lift your chin up. Exhale it down. Bring your head to neutral, release that arm and switch sides. Bring the left arm across, drop the shoulder down. Find that nice hugging in sensation and move with your breath. Inhale to lift your chin up and exhale to lower down. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. One more cycle of breath. Beautiful. And then bring your head to neutral, release your arm, find your mountain pose. Anchor into your feet. Inhale, raise your arms up, look up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down, and then find just the side belly. So just right underneath the ribs, that nice soft side belly tissue. Take a second here, take a big breath, feel your belly underneath your hands. Awesome. And then relax your hands down at your sides. And as you inhale and raise your arms up, just pay attention to that nice little soft belly space. Inhale, arms up, look up. Beautiful. Exhale, hands to heart center, hands down at your sides. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. We're going to bring the hands together, elbows and forearms together. So we're going to take a little squeeze so that our elbows and forearms meet. And then keeping those elbows out in front of you, we're going to keep the forearms squeezing together as best we can. Inhale, just a little lift of the fingertips up. And then exhale, pull the elbows down just as far as you feel comfortable. Inhale, lift the fingertips up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Nice. One more just like that. Inhale, lift the fingertips up. Exhale, pull the elbows down. Come back to a neutral space and release your arms down at your sides. And then just take a moment to notice. Notice your shoulders. Notice your chest. Notice the back side of your body. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, we're going to bend the knees, hinge at the waist, fold all the way down. Inhale to a half forward fold, hands glide to the shins. Keep all that length, bend your knees, push into your feet, inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center, interlace the fingers here. Keep the elbows a little bit wide, make some space for your shoulders. And then once you feel like your shoulders are in a good position, press the palms a little further forward. Think about pulling your front hip bones in towards each other and ribs in towards each other. So we keep a nice firm center here. Broaden the shoulders, drop them down away from your ears. Take one more good breath. Beautiful. Unlace your fingers and let your hands come down at your sides. Nice. And then just find a little bit of a pada bandha, that lift from the soles of your feet. So imagine your soles of your feet are sucking up like straws, sucking energy up from the floor. And you might feel that it pulls the big toe in towards the heel. So feel that lifting up sensation and then let that lift come all the way up through the front of your body and then ground your shoulders down. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. You can bend your knees or keep them straight, whichever feels good. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to down dog. Beautiful. Pick up your heels, lower your knees, come into a tabletop position. We're going to take our knee down side plank. So slide your left leg back, swing your right foot out, right hand walks in, left hand reaches up to the sky, ribs are lifting up towards the ceiling. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. Bring that left hand down, swing your right knee in, send it back to down dog. And then we'll switch sides. Lower the knees down, slide your right leg back, left hand walks in. We rotate that left knee, reach your right hand up, ribs are lifting upward. Nice big breath. Beautiful. Bring that hand down, swing it all around, find your way back to that down dog position. Take 2 pedals of the legs and then look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Find a forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all that length to bend your knees, push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Pause here. Press those palms together, elbows nice and wide. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Peel your right heel up. Take one good breath. Lift the knee up. Lower it with control. Shift your weight over to your right foot. Peel the left heel up. Engage your center. Lift your left knee up. And lower it with control. Let your hands come down at your sides. Beautiful. Right hand's going to slap down nice and firm against your thigh. Left hand reaches up alongside your ear. Take a gentle side bend. Lean over to the right. Pull your thumb back. Gaze up towards the sky. Nice big breath. Beautiful. Left hand down, right hand reaches up. Slide down that thigh. Pull the thumb back. Gaze up towards the sky. Nice big breath. Lovely. Reach both hands up. Grab that imaginary beach ball above your head. Exhale, sink into a little chair. Bring your weight into your heels. Lift your toes. Give your toes a little wiggle just to make sure that you're not jamming into your toes. And then think about pulling your hip bones in towards each other. Draw in at your center. Lift some energy up into your fingertips. Maybe find that pada bandha again, that lift from the soles of the feet. Take one more breath. Inhale, raise your arms up. Exhale, cactus your arms, open your chest. Inhale, nice big reach up. And exhale, fold everything down. Beautiful. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften everything down. Step both feet back to down dog. And then right away, pick up the heels, lower the knees into a tabletop position. Right hand's going to reach up nice and high, thread the needle. We're going to reach that hand through and underneath, right ear, right shoulder to the ground. One big breath. Beautiful. Unwind. And we'll take it right to the other side. Left hand's going to reach up nice and high. Thread that hand through and underneath. One big breath here. Beautiful, nice and easy. Lift yourself up into that tabletop position. Big toes together, knees to the outer edges of your mat. Pull your hips back to your heels, extended child's pose. Reach your arms nice and long and lots of energy out through the fingertips. So we want to find that nice, big, long reach here. As you reach through the arms here and reach through the fingertips, can you bring your breath awareness to your shoulder blades and the upper back body? One more breath. From here, we're going to walk it back and sit up on our heels. But if you don't like sitting on your heels in this position with the knees out wide, maybe just flip around and find yourself into an easy seated position. But if this feels okay and comfortable, we're just going to take the right hand, reach back, see if you can glide it in between the space of your shoulder blades or just as far as it comfortably goes. And then just notice, put a little press into your fingertips. Notice the space between your shoulders. Where are you reaching? One more breath. Nice. And then release and take it to the other side. So the other hand's going to reach behind you, palm flipped around so it's facing out, finding wherever you land. Maybe press into your fingers, notice. Beautiful. And then gently release. And now 3 lines breath here just for good measure. So flip your fingers around, fingertips pointing inward, palms to the ground, heart shines forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, take a big inhale. Exhale, let everything go. Stick out your tongue, look to your third eye, and make a little noise. Nice. Inhale, a nice big breath. Exhale, let it all go. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Beautiful. Release your hands. Give your wrists a little soft shake. Float yourself forward into a tabletop position. Walk your knees in. Curl your toes under. Pull your butt back to your heels. Peel the knees away from the floor. And then lift the sits bones up. Find your downward facing dog. Take a couple gentle pedals of the legs. Beautiful. When you're ready, look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Find a forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, we're folding down. Bend the knees or keep them straight. Totally up to you. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. We're stepping the right leg back, finding warrior one. So we're going to step it back as far as feels comfortable. Drop the heel down, turn the toes out slightly. Keep your hips facing forward. Lift your chest up and then rearrange from here. So if you need to, sink a little bit deeper or step that back foot in. So find a comfortable position so you feel nice and stable in your legs. Then think about pulling that left hip crease back, right hip forward. Raise your arms up and look up. For a moment here, can you feel your feet connected to the floor? Think about pressing into the ball of the foot, lifting the center of the foot. So find that pada bandha, that energetic lift from the soles of the feet. And then can you pull that energy up through the fingertips, lift your gaze, one more breath. Nice. And then float your hands down to the ground. We're going to pivot on that back heel. So we come into a bit of a lunge and then step your front foot back, find a light plank, but right away, bring your knees down, lower with control onto your belly. Cool. And then once you found your way down, take a second, shake out your bum, make sure your shoulders feel good. We're going to keep the left hand on the ground. We're going to reach the right hand back and just find the low back here. Nice. And then with the left hand on the ground, think low cobra. So inhale, as you draw your tailbone toward your heels, lift your heart. And then exhale, lower down. Inhale, draw your tailbone toward your heels, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down and switch. So right hand's going to come alongside your shoulder. Left hand's going to find a low back. Heart forward, look forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Beautiful. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Nice. One more time, just like that. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, lower down. Release your left hand, so both hands alongside the shoulders. Inhale, one low cobra here. Exhale, lower down. Push your way up into a tabletop position. Right knee is going to stay in, left leg's going to slide back. Swing it open for that nice supported knee down side plank. Left hand reaches up to the sky, big breath. Release that hand down, slide that left leg in and switch. Left knee is going to stay in, right leg's going to slide long. Open up to the other side. Beautiful. Look up towards the sky. Nice big breath. Nice. And then bring it all back into your tabletop position. Curl the toes under. Pull your bum back to your heels. Peel the knees up. Lift up into your downward facing dog. Take 2 pedals of the legs. And then look forward. Walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale to a half forward fold. Keep all of that length. Bend your knees a lot. Push into your feet. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Press your palms together. Elbows nice and wide. Shift your weight over to your left foot. Peel your right knee up. Firm up your center. Take one good breath. Beautiful. Float that foot down. Shift your weight over to the right foot. Peel your left knee up. Firm up your center. Take one good breath. Nice. And then set that foot down and let your hands come down. And then give everything a nice good shake because you just did a lot of work there. All right, grab your strap or your TheraBand if you have tight shoulders like me. And we're just going to take it behind the back, palms facing backwards, and find a little room to move. Cool. And then once you feel like you've got a little bit of room to move those arms, bend your knees a lot, hinge from your waist, fold your belly over, and then start to let your hands fall gently away from the backside of your body. With the TheraBand, you get plenty of room to move. With the yoga strap, you have a little bit more of a tightness, so you just got to move your hands if you need more room or space for your shoulders. Take one more breath. And then let your hands or your TheraBand come toward your low back. Bend your knees a lot. Lift from the crown of your head. Come up nice and slow. Give yourself a little bit of time. And then as you come up, just set your strap or your TheraBand off to the side. Give everything a nice little shake. And as it is 8:30, if you have to get on with the rest of your day, I hope that it's magnificent. But if you're sticking around, find your mountain pose at the top of your mat. Anchor into your feet. Lift up through the top of your head. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Step the right leg back, warrior one. Drop the heel, turn the toes out, hips stay facing forward. Inhale, arms up. Make any arrangements that you need. From here, we're going to swim the hands behind the back. If you can find prayer hands together in between the shoulder blades, or just grab opposite wrist, opposite elbow, any grab that feels good. But think about lifting the heart, lifting your gaze just a little bit, but draw that left hip crease back, right hip forward. Take a breath. Beautiful. And then from here, release those prayer hands. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we're going to pivot the back heel. So we come into a high crescent lunge, sink just a little bit deeper, and then float your hands down, frame your front foot, and we're going to bend and straighten that front leg about 3 times. So just to find a little bit of length through the back of that left leg. Beautiful. And then bend your knee, plant your palms, slide that front foot back, find your plank. Right away, bring the knees down, hug the elbows in, lower with control onto your belly. Inhale up to a cobra. Exhale to lower down, curl the toes under, power up to a plank. We're going to slide the right knee in, right hand comes in closer, open up to the left, find your supported side plank. Beautiful. Bring that left hand down, swing that right knee in, slide that back to downward facing dog. Take a couple pedals with your legs. Beautiful. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Left leg back, warrior one. Drop the heel down, toes turn out. Take a second, arrange your legs, hips stay facing forward, raise your arms up. Beautiful. And then think about pulling that right hip crease back, pulling up from the soles of the feet, lifting that energy upward, looking up to the sky. Take a nice big breath. Beautiful. And then from here, if you can, swim the hands behind the back, prayer hands together, or just grab opposite wrist to opposite elbow, whichever grab feels like a better way to go. And then once you've got your arms arranged, pull that right hip back, lift your gaze, take a breath. Beautiful. And then gently release those hands, float the arms up, and we're going to pivot that back heel. So we find our crescent lunge here. Maybe sink just a little bit deeper. Nice. And then float the hands down, frame your front foot, and then we're going to bend and straighten that front leg about 3 times. Cool. And then as you sink into that lunge, plant your palms, slide that front foot back, find a plank. And then once you've got your plank, right away, bring the knees down, lower gently onto your belly. Take a second, shake out your bum, wiggle out your shoulders, hands alongside the shoulders, elbows soften at the ribs. Inhale, lift your heart up. Exhale, lower down. Curl the toes under, power up to a plank. Take it up to your downward facing dog. Nice. Now from here, we're going to find our side plank. So we're going to shift forward, drop that left knee down, rotate, right hip rolls up and towards the ceiling, right hand reaches up. Nice big breath. Beautiful. And then bring that right hand down, pivot it all around, slide that foot back, find your down dog, take a couple pedals with your legs here. Nice. And then look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Find your forward fold. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center, press the palms together, shift your weight over to your left foot, peel your right heel up, engage your center, lift the knee, flex your foot, interlace your fingers, pointers up towards the ceiling, raise your arms up. Take a big breath. Notice that soft belly space that we touched earlier. Beautiful. And then set that foot down. Bring your hands back to your heart. Shift your weight over to your other foot. Start to peel the left knee up. Engage your center. Interlace fingers. Raise your arms up. Flex your foot. Get nice and firm. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, float the hands down. Float your foot down. Take a second and give everything a good shake out. And then come back to that mountain pose at the top of your mat. And see if you can find that Pada Bandha again, that lift from the soles of the feet. Lift it up through the front of your body, up through the top of your head. Soften your shoulders down. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step the right leg back, warrior one. We drop the heel, turn the toes out, hips stay facing forward. Inhale, arms up. Settle into your shape, find nice steadiness with the legs. Left hip pulls back, right hip forward. From here, reach the hands behind you, interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles towards the heels. Humble warrior, we hinge from the waist, fold over, let the arms fall away just as they naturally do. Take one good breath. Nice. And then hands drop towards the low back, lift from the crown of your head, come back up. And now see if you can bring the prayer hands behind the back or just grab opposite wrist, opposite elbow. We're going to straighten that front leg, pull that left hip back, right hip forward, hinge from your waist, lean over, just go about halfway. Nice long line. So think about reaching from the crown of your head, but your gaze is down at the floor. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Lift up through the top of your head. Gently bend that front knee. Release your hands, reach them up and overhead. Nice big breath. And then pivot on that back heel as you float your hands down, find a little lunge. Beautiful, plant the palms, step back to a plank. Right away, lower the knees, lower with control onto your belly. Inhale up to a cobra. Exhale up to table or downward facing dog, whichever you like best. Look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left leg back, warrior one. Drop the heel, turn the toes out, hips stay facing forward. Inhale, raise your arms up. Get your legs situated. Pull that hip crease back. Energy lifts up through the fingertips. Maybe you find that Pada Bandha, lifting from the soles of the feet. Nice, and then bring those hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers, draw the knuckles towards the heels, open the heart, hinge from your waist, fold over, let the arms fall away from the back just as however they naturally go. Beautiful, and then hands to the low back, lift from the top of the head, release that, interlace the fingers. Can you bring the prayer hands together or grab opposite wrist to opposite elbow? Straighten that front leg, pull that right hip back, hinge from your waist, lean over, go about halfway. So you have a nice long line from your tailbone to crown of head, gazes down at the floor. One more breath. Beautiful, lift up through the top of the head, soften that front knee, release your hands, raise your arms up. Nice, and then float those hands down, pivot on that back heel, come into a lunge. Beautiful, plant the palms, step it back to a plank. Lower with control, knees down, gently lower onto your belly. Toenails press into the earth, tailbone draws toward your heels, hands alongside your shoulders, elbows soft in the ribs. Inhale, lift your heart nice and high. And then exhale, either find your way up to down dog or through a table. Nice, look forward, walk, step, or hop your feet up to the top of your mat. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, press firm into your feet. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides, grab your TheraBand or your strap. We're gonna take it in the right hand and drop it down the back. And then left hand palm facing out is gonna find the other end of your strap. And then just start to kind of walk your hands together just as far as they like to go. Get a nice firm grip, hold on tight. We're gonna think about keeping the left hand or the bottom hand nice and stationary. And we're just gonna pull the top hand up just a little bit, feel an engagement in the triceps, and then bring it back down. Pull up and bring it down, pull up and bring it down. Now keep the top hand stationary. Think about pulling the bottom hand down and bring it up, pull down and bring it up, pull down and bring it up. Nice. And now we're going to get a little flossing as if you were using a towel to dry your back. So just a little up and down. So both arms gently moving. Nice. One more little up and down here. And then see how close can you creep your hands together without losing the top shape of your body. So if you started to round or hunch to try to find that, loosen up just a little bit. And then once you have a good position, everything feels good. Bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold over, let that top elbow drop towards the earth. Think about straightening your legs if that feels comfortable. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then bend your knees a lot. Lift from the top of your head. Come up nice and slow. Release your arms. And then we're going to take that all to the other side. So we're going to take that strap into the left hand, drop it down the back. Right hand's going to reach up, palm facing out. Find a nice grab. And then once you feel like you've got it, top hand is going to do the lifting. So we're going to lift up, lower with control. Lift up and lower. Lift up and lower. Now the top hand's going to stay stationary. Think about pulling that bottom hand down and bring it up. Pull it down and bring it up. One more just like that. Beautiful. And then a little bit of flossing. So think about taking both hands up and down. Awesome. And then let all of that come to stillness. Maybe see if you can creep your hands together just a little bit closer without losing your shape. And then we'll fold it over. Bend your knees, hinge from your waist, fold over. Let that top elbow drop towards the earth. Straighten your legs if it feels good. Take a nice big breath. Awesome. And then soften your knees, lift from the top of your head, come up nice and slow and controlled. Release that TheraBand, set it off to the side, and give your shoulders a little soft shimmy shake out. Now we're going to take the right hand, reach up, pat yourself on the back, take your left hand, grab that elbow, give it a nice generous stretch. Take a nice big breath in. Awesome. Let that elbow go. Roll the shoulders out. Other side, left hand reaches up, pat yourself on the back. Right hand's going to reach up and grab that elbow, give it a good generous stretch. Nice, and then gently let that go. Now reach your right hand back, slide your hand up. Notice if you've increased your range of motion, can you reach a little bit further between the shoulder blades? No right or wrong, but just notice. And then let that hand go, take it to the other side. Left hand's gonna reach behind, find the space between your shoulder blades or just as far as they go. Nice, and then release. Give everything a nice soft shake. Find a mountain pose at the top of your mat. Lift from the soles of the feet, lift up through the top of the head. Soften the shoulders down. Inhale, arms up, look up, let the hands meet. Let the chest lift as you look up. And then exhale, fold it all down. Inhale to a half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, step both feet back to down dog. From here, option to take it into a side plank with the knee lifted. But if you prefer to keep the knee down, if that's a better way to go for your shoulders, start by bringing your right knee down or shift forward into your plank. Right hand's gonna walk in slightly. We're gonna roll on our feet. Left hip is reaching upward towards the ceiling. Left hand reaches up. Take a nice big breath. Any other variations from here that you like? If you like to grab your foot or get super fancy, take one more moment to find your adventure here. And then when you're ready, roll it back into your plank. Take a second, wiggle everything out. If you're taking that knee down plank, now think about bringing that left knee down, walk the left hand in. Or if you like that high plank, walk your feet back, roll the hip open, ribs reaching up, and then any other variation that you like here. Get fancy, grab your foot, lift it up to the sky, whatever you like. Take one more breath. Nice, and then bring that top hand down, roll around into your plank, bring your knees down to the ground. Beautiful. From here, we're just gonna either swing the legs out to one side or crisscross your feet. Swing everything around and find your way into a seated position. Cool, give your knees a little soft bounce, give your toes a little wiggle. We're gonna take it into a reverse table. So step your feet in a little bit closer, hands behind the back, fingertips pointing toward your bum. Press into the palms, lift your butt up, and not even that high, just notice, how do your shoulders feel? If this feels like a no-go position for your shoulders, let it go. But if it feels like it's available, press into the palms, press into the feet, lift your hips just as high as they like, staying safe in the shoulders. Take a nice big breath. Cool, and then gently release your hips down to the ground. Send your legs nice and long. Inhale, raise your arms up. Think about pulling the belly up and over. Exhale, reach toward your toes. Doesn't matter if you touch the toes. Nice, and then slide everything up and in. Walk your heels in, curl your tailbone under, round the back, and roll your way down to the ground. Nice and slow and controlled. Beautiful. Once you've found your way down, take a second, walk your heels in a little closer, shake out your bum, hands alongside the hips, palms facing down, press the backs of your arms into the earth, shoulder heads pressing down. Press into the feet, find that Pada Bandha, lift from the soles of the feet so the big toe pulls in just a little bit. And then we're gonna curl the tailbone up, reach your knees towards your toes. So we find length and lift through the backs of the legs, strength through the tops of the legs, arms are pressing down. A tiny little lift in your chin. Take a nice big breath. Nice. And now keeping that hip lifted position, can you soften your sternum down? So you feel the bottoms of the ribs starting to reach towards the earth, but the hips are still a little higher than the heart. Feel that engagement through the tops of the legs, through the backs of the legs. Take one more breath. And then roll down with control. Upper back, middle back, low back. Once your hips touch the ground, pull both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, a little hug, and then hold on to your right knee. Send your left leg long, supine twist. So we're going to take that right knee over to the left, over and across the body. Think about letting your right arm open nice and wide. And then if it feels good, turn your head in the opposite direction of your knee. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, pull the right knee into your chest, bring the left knee into meet, and then we'll take it to the other side. Hold on to the left knee, send the right leg nice and long. Take that left knee over and across the body, twisting to the other side. Let your left arm open nice and wide. And then if it feels good, turn your head to the left. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, pull that left knee into your chest, bring the right knee into meet. We're going to set ourselves up into a little figure four. So left foot is going to set down, right leg is going to come across the left. Find your figure four shape to start. You might be totally happy here. And if you are, stay here, breathe, do your work. If this feels good, a little hands-free action, lift the left leg up and then just kind of wobble those legs a little bit side to side. Cool. Take one more little wobble side to side. And then if it feels good and available, you'll reach your hands through, maybe finding the back of the thigh or the top of the shin. And then just think about drawing those legs in, but make a little space for yourself first. So make some room for your shoulders, make some room for your belly, make sure everything feels good and you have plenty of space to breathe here. And then notice your breath. Inhale and allow that torso, your canister of air, to just fill up, and then let your exhale soften you a little bit. Nice. Take one more breath. Cool. Gently release, unwind your legs, pause just for a moment to notice how one side feels a little different than the other. And then we'll take it to the other side. Left leg is going to come across the right. We'll find that figure four shape. You might be totally happy here. Or if it feels good, a little hands-free action, lift that right leg up and then wobble that figure four around just a little bit. Cool. And then if it feels good from here, maybe think about reaching through, grab the back of the thigh or the top of the shin, and then start to make a little space for yourself. Snuggle your shoulders in, make sure there's room for the belly, room for your legs, room for your arms. And then if all is feeling good, find your breath again. Inhale and just allow that whole canister, that whole torso to just fill up with air. And then find some softness on your exhale. Take one more breath. And then when you feel good and ready, slowly start to release. Uncross your legs, set both feet down on the ground. We're going to finish with our little gallop or our horse gallop. So feet are about hip width distance apart. And we're just going to make sure our tailbone feels like it's in a good position and shoulder blades feel good. And then we're going to start to press into the feet. So as you press into the feet, pushing your heels down towards the end of the mat, it pushes the crown of your head towards the top of the mat. And you're going to start to find this nice little galloping sensation as if you're riding on a horse. So if you can press into the heels and find that little bit of a bounce, and then just tune in, make sure that it feels safe and comfortable. Low back feels good, shoulders feel okay, hair and your clothes are all in a good position. And then if it feels really great, you can pick up the pace just a little bit, but just make sure you're being mindful, paying attention to how that feels. It should feel good and soothing. And if it doesn't feel good and soothing, you might want to consider just leaving it all off. But if it feels good, take 1 or 2 more bounces, 1 or 2 more little trots on your horse, and then pause for a second and notice. Notice how your body feels. Notice the energy level of your body. Nice. And then set up for your Shavasana. Either take it into constructive rest if your low back could use a little extra love and support, or maybe take it into a reclined cobbler's pose if you want a little extra work in your hips, or maybe you prefer that more traditional shape and you just walk your feet nice and long. So take a second to find the shape that feels the nicest for your body right now. And then give yourself a few seconds to settle in. Great. And then once you've got yourself into a position that feels like it's going to be the best restful place to be, we're going to tense everything up. So we're going to crunch up the legs, crunch up the muscles in the legs, in the butt, in the belly, in the arms, in the chest, maybe even scrunch up your face. Find a whole bunch of tension. Take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, can you let everything start to melt and soften? Soften your legs, soften your butt, soften your belly, soften your arms. And then let's do that again. Take everything in, find a little tension, crunch up the muscles, crunch up your arms, scrunch up your face, find some tension, inhale a big breath. And then as you exhale, let everything go. Let it all melt into the floor. And then just do a quick little recheck, make sure everything's in a good position. Allow the weight of your body to just soften and settle into the floor. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. You always have the option to stay in your Shavasana as long as you like. But if you feel called to do so, start to bring your awareness back into your body. Gently reawaken, moving the fingers and the toes, moving the wrists and the ankles, maybe gently turning your head side to side, moving into that cervical spine and massaging out the back of your head. And then if it all feels good, think about taking a good morning stretch like a yawn and just find some length here. Reach from fingers to toes, take up a whole bunch of space in your mat, in your world. Take a nice big breath into your body. And then when you feel ready, slowly, gently, mindfully release it all and find your way up to a comfortable seated position. Nice. And then as you find your way up to that comfortable seated position, just take a moment to find that nice tall lifted spine, shoulders soften down. Close your eyes or just soften your gaze and tune back into your breath. Nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. And then maybe think about bringing your hands just to that low belly, side belly portion. So not right in front of the belly button, but that softer tissue to the outside of your belly. Close your eyes down, take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Great. And then think about keeping your right hand just where it is. Reach your left hand across, find your shoulder. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then think about bringing your left hand back to the belly. Reach your right hand across, find your shoulder. Close your eyes down. Nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Awesome. And then just think about keeping your right hand just where it is. Release your left hand and maybe reach it across. You're giving yourself a little hug. So find your shoulders, give yourself a nice generous squeeze, and then release. Hands down or hands to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Tune back into your breath. Nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and for all of your hard work. And on an exhale, let go of anything you're holding on to that won't serve you through the rest of your morning. Gently lift up through the top of your head. Gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Thursday. I'm tiptoeing because Anne's still in her Shavasana.